All right, this is the debate for Smart National ID Card. This is in the group of Group B, which consists of Jeffrey Ching, Kevin Weinberg, Jose Gonzalez, Christopher Jordan, Cesar Ramirez. Now, what exactly is a Smart ID card? It is a card that's actually very similar to a driver's license card in the sense that it records information, holds onto information. A driver's license card, which majority of people do have, it has information such as your address, where you live, has your height, your weight. It includes, eye color. It has all this information. It also includes like the driver license number, which is very important for when a police officer pulls you over and they need to pull up your driver's history. This is what a smart ID card could do. It could hold on to all that information. It could also include your social security number, which means you don't have to carry around a social security card anymore. Then when you go to apply to a new job or anything. They also include embedded information that includes like your fingerprint and your actual iris scan, like the eye information. And it's a card that's actually a lot more secure than a normal regular card, like a driver's license or something. It's got a lot more security on it. Now, where exactly would a smart ID card be used? Now, it could be used anywhere that you would do transportation. It could be used at airports. You don't need to have a passport anymore. It could be used at train stations. It could be just anywhere where you would use you would use transportation. It can even include bus stations. You will no longer need bus passes. It will also be used at places that have security points, such as government buildings or famous skyscrapers, like the Sears Tower, which is actually now the Willis Tower. It would be used at any security points, such as these examples. It's also going to be used at some European countries. Some European countries use these IDs instead of the passports. Like I said, we use it at airports. It was a replacement for the passports, or it could be used at the borders instead of using an airplane to travel. You can use your car, and then when you go to the border, there's usually a border patrol, and you get stopped. You could use this ID cards to be able to pass on, just like a passport. It's just like a overall normal ID use.
Some of the benefits associated with a smart national ID card is that it's more secure and reliable. Some standards that can be put in place would be biometric identification, which would make it a lot harder for somebody to fake it without the actual person's information. It would be a national standard, so we currently use state IDs for driver's license. If this were to be put in place, it would be a federal ID, which means that it would be a lot less difference between states' IDs. It would be harder to fake. Illegal immigration could also be reduced. As of now, people are only required to give their social security number. If they were required to show a smart national ID card, then it would be a lot harder for illegal immigrants to find employment. Um, ID theft would also be reduced along with associated crimes, just because it would, like I said before, it would be harder to fake, much harder. Some of the downsides associated with this is it would be a risk to privacy. It could make it easier for the federal government to track citizens. They can do a lot of data tracking with this, which means that they would be more in all of our lives. Um, Another one would be that if you lost this one ID, it would be a lot more severe than if you lost a current ID that is not as important. Um, for example, if you lost your social security card, your driver's license would still be in use. You wouldn't have to replace that. The arguments for the smart ID card is it would be more convenient. If you did have one ID, that's the only ID that anybody would require. Better identification. Current ID systems are too easy to fake. Like I said before, with the biometric identification, it'll make it a lot harder for people to fake. It has potential for many more uses, which we'll talk about later. And There's an argument that's been said before that it doesn't compromise the privacy further than systems that are um, currently in use. Some people are worried about the privacy, but it really would not compromise anything more.
Security improvements. Smart cards increase not only checkpoint security, but also identity and information security. With current ID cards, there is no hidden information. With a simple look at a current ID card, you can see all the information on it. current ID cards are also extremely easy to copy and fake. Smart ID cards hold more information and are significantly harder to access, copy, and fake, as the current smart cards in use a 2048-bit encryption. An example of how checkpoint security would be increased would be automated RFID scanning of IDs, which allow each person to be automatically scanned as soon as they enter a building, for example, and will easily allow security to identify those who are not authorized to enter. Security can be further boosted by implementing iris or fingerprint scanners, which can match the results with the information held on the individual's card. Potential medical uses. Smart IDs can be used to protect individuals from the hardest fraud to recover from, which is medical fraud. By holding medical and insurance information on the card, you could easily verify someone's identity and save them the hassle of having to fill out forms. Potentially, an individual's entire medical history can be held on a smart ID, which will allow for quick and easy medical access. For example, imagine you were just in an accident and are unconscious. A smart ID will allow emergency personnel to easily find out who you are, what you're allergic to, what your blood type is, and other relevant information, which will save a significant amount of time and allow them to treat you right away. Potential economic uses. One of the potential economic uses for smart IDs are contactless payments. For example, if you frequent public transportation, I'm sure you've missed your train at least once or twice because you've had to purchase a ticket. With contactless payments, you can easily just run through the turnstiles and your smart ID will be charged for the fare, essentially allowing you to never miss a train due to purchasing a ticket ever again. Secure online transactions are another use. For example, to access Army Knowledge Online, you're required to scan your Common Access Card, which is the Department of Defense's version of a smart ID. This model can also be applied to online payments.
Implementing a national ID card would increase the efficiency and reliability of tasks that require a person to verify their identity by presenting some form of identification. It's a constant pain to have to carry around multiple cards. With one card, you don't have to go search through your wallet or purse looking for a specific card among several others. Automatic card readers will also be installed in various locations that are possible security risks and others that usually require some form of identification. The readers will make it possible to access information very quickly, speeding up the process of verifying a person's identity or filling out forms. Gone are the days of filling out dozens of forms and a person incorrectly inputting the information on the forms for that matter, because the card reader would give access to that person's records through multiple databases. Belgium experimented with these kind of ID cards in 2001, and in 2009 completed the rollout of these cards. Everyone above the age of 12 is issued one, and anyone 15 and over must carry their cards with them at all times. One of the many applications available to Belgians with the card is being able to complete tax returns online. It can also be used as a library card, as proof of age for vending machines, and as a train ticket. More applications are being developed for it, such as being able to vote online and using it as a means of payment. Hong Kong implemented the use of smart ID cards in 2003. It is embedded with a chip that records, stores, and processes data to and from designated devices. The card is beneficial in many ways because it has high security and it allows for greater convenience in daily tasks and more specifically, traveling.
So what ethical implications does the National Smart ID card have? We're going to look at the National Smart ID card with rule utilitarianism and Kantianism. Rule utilitarianism states that we should adopt rules that lead to the greatest increase in happiness for everyone involved. In this case, with all the examples of potential efficiency and cost savings and convenience uses, we believe that people would be a lot happier, even with the possibility of a slightly less privacy. So with Kantianism, there are two formulations. The first is that we should only take universalizable actions, and the second is that we should not make use of people. In the case of a smart ID card, we don't think creating such a system goes against either formulation. In fact, Introducing a more secure system would cut down on identity theft, which does include one person making use of another. So in conclusion, we believe that a national smart ID card system should be implemented. Creating such a system would not compromise ethical standards, but would have many benefits. The card would have better security, would be a more convenient consolidated ID, and would have lots of potential additional uses. Alright, thanks for watching, and we look forward to your responses in the forum.